Hello, namaste, namaskara. This is Dr. Manjunath, Indian classical violinist. I'm very happy to be with you all on YoIndiaTV.
Namaskar, we are at Swami Siddhanand's new temple right here in Fremont, the Hanuman temple, the Karyasiddhi Hanuman temple, and today is a very good occasion because we are graced by Mysore Brothers. We are going to have a very wonderful concert here shortly. Welcome to YoIndiaTV with me, Jasleen Khanuja. First of all, how's the feel in Fremont?
Thank you, and of course, it's such a wonderful feeling being here in Fremont again. And just 1.5 months ago, we had a concert here too, but not exactly in Fremont, but in this area. Again, we are immensely happy to be back here in this beautiful place. A new temple, new place is going to be new experience for all of us.
So, receiving the Sangeet Natak Akademi award, it's the highest from the government of India in classical music, and you being the recipient from the President of India, I'll start with that. How was the experience?
That's one of the, professionally, one of the great things to happen. And the another factor, I being one of the youngest ones to receive it so far, also, gives me immense happiness. And all these awards and then happiness also comes with a responsibility also. Is one more bigger responsibility on my shoulder to spread the glory of Indian classical music. Because, I'm immensely proud to be a sincere Indian classical music practitioner. And receiving that award from the President of India, who himself was a great music lover, before elite audience at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, that was quite an experience.
श्री मैसूर मंजूनाथ जी को कर्नाटक वाद्य संगीत वायलिन के क्षेत्र में उनके संगीत नाटक अकादमी पुरस्कार से सम्मानित किया जाता है. श्री मैसूर एम मंजूनाथ रिसीव्ड द संगीत नाटक अकादमी अवार्ड फॉर हिज कंट्रीब्यूशन टू कर्नाटक इंस्ट्रूमेंटल म्यूजिक.
For the benefit of the viewers, may I tell that Dr. Mysore Manjunath has also received the Rajyotsav Award by the government of Karnataka and the Ganakala Bhushan Award at the prestigious Ganakala Parishat Music Conference's Golden Jubilee. So, any memories related to that?
So many wonderful memories, and since I started very young, playing music concert everywhere, and every award is an inspiration, every award is an additional responsibility. And even though the happiness and the joy is temporary thing, ultimately the responsibility, and then it inspires you to go much deeper into the thing and do more service in the field of classical music of India, and taking the glory of Indian classical music everywhere. All these places, more than 45 plus countries, repeatedly. And yes, I am just enjoying. I am immensely passionate about Indian classical music, and Indian music is considered one of the topmost music systems in the world today, and I am proud to be a sincere practitioner of it.
I'm actually very impressed because you have also composed new ragas, We thought like we are limited to what we were bestowed, in the Indian classical music. But Yaduvira, Manohari and Bharata in particular, I want to ask you, like, what was the thought process behind having these new ragas into the existing, set of ragas?
About 2 years ago, when the 75th anniversary of Indian Independence Day was celebrated, the government of India wanted me to compose a special new raga and then name it after our country, Bharata. In Sanskrit, our country is called, the original it is Bharat. So, knowing that no raga in the name of our country, they very much wanted me to compose a special raga and then name it Bharata, Raga Bharata. It was a very special thing when you are naming a raga after your country, and then the emotions of that raga should also match the country, the spirit of the country, the emotions. It should not be slow, mellow, patho. No, it has to be much more bright, sharp, lighted thing. And to suit all these things, I had to work hard, and then finally I came up with this beautiful raga. And then the government of India wanted me to compose the national anthem of yoga, right? They wanted me to compose in this raga. So this is how it all started, and then I was fortunate enough to find a wonderful raga and composing our national yoga anthem that was specially written by another great Sanskrit scholar, and I ended up composing it. Many eminent musicians sang it, and then they all, from south to north, from east to west, all top musicians of our country, they all came together and then sang it. So that is about Raga Bharata. And Raga Yaduvira Manohari, I am from Mysore. Mysore is basically the one of the great cultural capitals of our country. Mysore is also renowned for the Mysore dynasty, the kings. Kings of Mysore are called the Yaduvira dynasty. It is predominantly called Yaduvira dynasty. About 6-7 years ago, when the latest heir of Yaduvira dynasty, when he got married, I was specially invited to play a special concert. In this connection, I was requested to compose a new raga in the name of Yaduvira dynasty. And so that was the occasion when I made that raga, and that also became very popular.
Anything that you would like to recite and just share a few lines of that magical touch, magical tune with the viewers?
All right, Raga Bharata is a beautiful raga that I could come up with, and Agama banu na 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 ra
My primary question is, like, your main instrument is violin, which comes from your father, Vidwan S. Mahadevappa, and it is in the Sri Tyagaraja tradition. So tell us a little more about this style and how you thought that violin is the right instrument for you. You know, you never thought about anything else.
Predominantly, my father was a violinist. He came from a very rural, poor family with so much of dreams. He wanted to learn music. He wanted to be successful in music. And he had a very, very hard time. He came to Mysore, settled down in Mysore, and then did this musical education in a very disciplined manner. And he did not have a great time initially. But with all his super special efforts, and then he was able to make it. Then he started teaching myself and then my elder brother Nagaraj violin. So he was a great hard taskmaster, and then always thinking about music, nothing but music. And then believe me, we used to practice, we were forced to practice at least 8 to 10 hours a day. If you don't practice for 3 hours in the morning, no breakfast. Without practicing for 2-3 hours, no lunch. Again, same thing in the dinner. 8-10 hours practicing a day was a ritual for us. And he was hard taskmaster. You don't laugh. You know, he was so furious all the time whenever we would make mistakes and things like that. He must have broken more than 30 violin bows hitting us. And then he was, because you know, he wanted us to excel. He did not want us to simply learn it. No, excel in the art of violin playing. Carnatic music, Indian classical music being so intricate and then complex, and violin originally coming from the West, from the Europe, it was not an easy thing to adapt that beautiful instrument into Indian context and then produce some of the new nuances of Indian music. All this put together, violin playing in Indian classical music is not very simple. In order to excel, you have to put forth so much of efforts. So, viewing all these things, my father made us to play like this. No movie, no play, no nothing. And then we used to even, curse him. Wow, how come we have such a cruel father? But believe me, the day we realized what are the wonderful things that he did for us, when we came to the limelight, I was barely 9 years old when I played my first concert, violin concert. And all these things was possible because of all the efforts from my father. Later on, I came into all the recognitions and the things, all the wonderful things that you can think of in the world of Indian classical music has happened to me. Now, every single moment, I worship my father. He's no more now. And we worship him. He is like a God to me. And this is how it happened. And during that time, we came into contact of Sri Ganapati Sachidananda Swamiji, who is building this beautiful temple. He is one of the greatest spiritual masters. He himself is an amazing musician. He himself is a composer. And then one of my earliest concerts was before him. He loved me immensely, and then he gave all encouragements and things like that. And then today, I'm here being a sincere representative, sincere practitioner of Indian classical music. So violin is one of the most beautiful instruments you can think of. And then Indian context, we have a different style of sitting and then playing, unlike it is how it is played in the Western thing, standing and things like that. So all these things put together, I'm very, very happy that I had no choice to but violin, because my father. Now I cannot think of my life without this instrument. It has become my God today. And with all this traveling every day at different places, different countries, different things, but still nothing bothers us. No jet lag, no this, no that. We love performing. And through music, I'm able to give a happiness to thousands and lakhs of people everywhere. And number two, music is the language of hearts. We basically deal with emotions. Music can make you dance, music can make you meditate, music can make you cry. There is something super special feeling in crying when you listen to good music. You agree with me? See, so music has given us so much. You cannot think of your life without music. I am immensely happy and then proud that I'm just a part of this music, and I'm still sincerely taking it forward.
So as you told us that it is very hard to make a divine mix between the hardcore Indian classical music and the Western violin, because it's a Western instrument per se. But one of your compositions, Aroha, that you directed, was a perfect synchrony between Carnatic idioms and Western presentation. So tell us a little more about how you thought about that.
Because of my exposure in Europe and then elsewhere, all over the places, having been to more than 45 countries repeatedly, naturally, I get to meet wonderful musicians from different places. And even though we all play different styles of music, basically we all deal with the same sets of notes, right? The ingredients are the same, but the way it is produced, the flavor and those kinds of recipe, all those things are different. And since for a very long time I have been associated with many Western groups and ensembles and bands and then orchestras like this. So composing special songs for them whenever I'm playing with them, with the piano, with the double bass, with the vocals, the guitars and strings, many things. That is totally different feeling altogether. And when we do this kind of fusion attempts, experimental thing, it is not all of us come and then make some nice. No, the sensible way of doing it, each one of us retaining our original entity, and then at one point of time blending. So we work more seriously on this one. In that connection, many such collaborative compositions I composed. And during the COVID time, one famous song that I composed was Life Again. So when every single thing came to standstill for 2 years, nothing was happening. And then some of the topmost musicians from all over the world, including a Chinese player from Wuhan. They play, you remember Wuhan, right? The place where it is said to, the virus said to have a erhu player from Wuhan. All top musicians, we all came together, and then they all played one of my music. And then music is ultimately a connecting factor, so nothing like music. If at all there is something that can really, really bring people come together, it has to be music. It has no linguistic, religious, geographical, racial barriers. Nobody show me one person who says I don't like music.
So any examples of that Carnatic idioms that you used, if you can share with our viewers?
It's Carnatic music is predominantly melodic and then full of gamakas, whereas Western classical music is more harmonic. So a blend of these and that is always a very challenging factor whenever we do all these things. And the one thing, ra 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 ra. This is a beautiful raga called Charukeshi. But bringing this Indian raga and then presenting it in Western manner, and then bringing one Western minor scale, harmonic minor scale, and then presenting it in Indian manner. These things are very, very, very challenging. At the same time, it gives you so much of happiness.
Yes.
And so, because of this creativity, a seriously creative musician is not happy with playing the same thing all the same. Every day it has to be different. Every day we work more on this, and more music, more emotions, and how to, without any lyrics, lyric it is much easier to say something, whatever, and then make the other person understand it. But without a lyric, when you are playing an instrument, only with the sheer power of emotion and melody, communicating your emotions to that person and then making him feel the same thing is an absolute challenge.
Karona sarpam karena duram karavama vishuchimari mashuchimari pishachamari vinashyatu murari dashta mahesha dagda kali gilita vinashyatu karona sarpam daga daga Sachidanandam dishi dishi disha disha.
What's the basic theme in today's concert?
Today's concert, we are going to improvise so many compositions, and this being Karyasiddhi Anjaneya Hanuman temple, the Swamiji himself has composed so many compositions. We are presenting them, And the one thing about Indian music that, you know, the even though the song is the same, the way you present it with the ragalap, your presentation, and the combination of all other wonderful musicians, every single time it sounds different. And today, you know, myself and the Nagaraj is also my guru, my teacher, also my brother. And we have a legendary Mridanga maestro, Sri Mahadevappa and the Mridanga. And we, of course, we have a brilliant tabla and then ghatam player also. So they have never played with us. Believe me, this is the first time that I'm meeting them. But still, you will be happy, you will be surprised to see how it all goes. It is almost like me and then you having a nice conversation here. The same thing will happen there, but it is going to be musical conversation.
Very nice. So to all the people who take inspiration from you, to all the YoIndiaTV viewers who are your fans and, you know, who look at you as a perfectionist, you know, what's your message to all of them?
I'm so happy to come on YoIndiaTV. You know, I heard a lot about your channel, and then it is getting so popular. You are also taking care of Indian cultural things as well. And yes, you know, the Indian thing, Indian music, just like Indian cuisine, Indian yoga, Indian philosophy, Indian spirituality, these are some of the wonderful contributions of our country. And I'm pretty sure they all know about it. And they should, you know, the Bollywood music and the cricket and the politics of India is fine. But these are more the precious things also. These things I really would like all of them to support the Indian classical music, Indian spirituality, Indian thing so much. Because when the West Europeans want more and more of Indian classical music and things like that, I think it's high time we all come up with much more bigger and then support this. And this is going to be a super special temple, you know, and I extend invitation to all music lovers and then our devotees to come and then visit this special temple.
Thank you so much for this insightful conversation. We totally appreciate it and we are so looking forward to this wonderful concert. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Jai Guru Datta.